Okay, are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, don't be weird.
I'm already laughing. But what I'm saying is this is gonna be, we're doing this. Oh, it's recording right now. I didn't know that either.
Okay, so we asked you guys a bunch of questions. No, you guys asked us a bunch of questions, but I asked you guys if you wanted us to do a Q&A to get to know us better, and they did. And so we have a bunch of questions right here that you guys asked on Instagram that I took screenshots of. So I'm just gonna start top 2 questions.
Go for it. Let's do it.
Number 1 is, how did we meet?
Oh, I'm good.
I always have a short version of how we met because that's how I am. I am just very straight to the point, and Jamie likes to elaborate on things. So I know you like to tell the story, so I'll let him tell the story.
It's exciting for me. I like how we met.
Yeah.
So it was at a birthday party that I was going to for a friend. It was a bow tie event, and I was dressed up wearing a sport coat and a bow tie, and I did not want to be there at all. And
so first of all, this place is literally a day club, like a nightclub in the daytime.
Yeah, and I really didn't want to be there, but anyway, I went and I was celebrating and I was ready to leave, and I walked over to another room, and then I saw her standing there with maybe 20 guys around you.
That's a little exaggerative.
Okay, 35.
Like, oh my God. Like,
she had a bunch of guys.
7 guys, because they were all just a bunch of guys. And then we ran into this room. Me and my girlfriends ran into this room because they were literally spraying champagne and we didn't want to get wet. And then we just so happened to stumble on this table with people.
And then that's when I saw her. Yeah. So I saw her and I was like, I have to talk to this beautiful woman before I leave. I have to talk to her. And
so I want to add something in. So I had just gotten out of a relationship at this point, like really fresh, and I didn't want to date at all. I was like good with it. I wanted to be single and be just having fun. So, and then you can continue.
And then I saw her, and of course, she was the most beautiful woman I'd seen, and I was just ready to leave, and I was so unhappy at that place. And then when I saw you, I was like, oh my God, I gotta talk to her. But I didn't know if she had a boyfriend, or I didn't know if any of those guys were guys you were dating. And it was ironic that I really wanted to talk to her. One of the guys that she was with invited her to go take a shot at the bar where I was at.
He was literally standing at that bar right next to me while I was taking a shot.
So our backs were like this to each other. So our backs were like this, and I'm talking to my friend, and you're getting a shot with this guy, and I'm like, I just want to talk to this girl, but I didn't know if that was your boyfriend or not. So I'm sitting there, I was like, oh my God, 30 minutes, 45 minutes have gone by, and I'm like, when am I going to get the opportunity? And then I saw my opportunity. You had a moment where you were with your girlfriend. I was like, I'm going in. That's it. She's not around these guys anymore.
Yeah, we were about to leave, and so he just wanted, I think he saw that, I think you noticed we were about to leave, so.
Yeah, I saw that window of opportunity. I was like, I'm not leaving unless I talk to her. So I went right up to her and I just introduced myself and started a conversation. I was dressed up and she thought I was a promoter.
Yeah, I literally thought I worked at the club. I was like, okay, no.
Yeah, but I wasn't. I was there for a birthday party. But
nothing wrong with that job. I didn't want to date someone that was like having that kind of like nightlife schedule.
Anyway, so we hit it off, and you know, she lived in Orange County. I lived in LA at the time, and
yeah.
And I said, hey, do you want to meet halfway? And she was like,
well, no, that was the next day. So literally I met him, got his information, and then I never thought I would even talk to him again. And then the next day he called me.
And how about that? I called to the people out there watching.
Oh yeah.
I didn't text. I didn't do that.
That's the one thing that I feel like really stood out, because people nowadays, I don't feel like call you on the phone anymore. Everyone just wants to text. And so he actually called me on the phone and we actually had a conversation.
Yeah,
it was literally the next day, and then we started dating.
And it happened really, really fast.
I think the thing was that I had 2 serious relationships before him here, you know, growing like in college and in California, that after those 2 relationships, I already knew what I wanted in the next one. And I told myself the next person I meet is the person I'm gonna marry. and I knew what I wanted. And when I got to know him, I already kind of knew like that he had a lot of the qualities that I knew that I wanted. So I think that's one of the questions, like, how did you know? Let's just go to that question then. Like, how did we know that we were the one? That was another, so we'll do that and then we'll go back to, so yeah, long story short, like I just said, I knew because I already had these long-term relationships, and I, you know, going into the next one, I knew, I was like, okay, this is what I want, this is what I don't want, and the next person hopefully will be that person, otherwise not wasting my time. And then he had all those qualities.
Yeah, I think so. For me, I was looking for certain qualities, and she definitely met all those qualities as well. You know, smart, driven, successful, very ambitious, very attractive, and
very attractive. That's
very attractive.
That was like on your list. You had to have that.
Well, I got to be attracted to the person,
okay.
So I was definitely attracted to you. And the island life. I mean, it's just that's something I really, really appreciate, because the island life, you know, for those of you that know that life, it's those people are just family oriented and, you know, all about family, and that was important to me, and I saw that within her, and so I love that about her.
All right, next question. One of the most asked questions was, what does he do for a living? Everyone knows what I do for a living.
That is true. You
Everyone
do get that
wants
asked
to know what you do for a living.
Okay. Well, without getting too much into it, I am a director for a digital software company that helps treat opioid use disorder and substance use disorder. And I can go into it a little bit more in detail, but in a nutshell, that's what I do.
It's like digital therapy, right?
Digital
for addiction.
Therapy. Yeah. For me, I cover the entire West Coast, so I do travel quite a bit. She knows that, but for those of you that don't, I travel.
Yeah, and I think you guys know that too. I talk about it a lot.
I work with a lot of academic institutions, a lot of intensive outpatient clinics, private practices, a lot of IDNs, so that's why I cover the entire West Coast. They have me traveling quite a bit. But
so he helps people, so that's
yes.
good. And you've been in this industry for like how long?
So I've been in this industry for, well, digital software for about 6 months, but in the med device industry, I've been in it for about 18 years. And I've done everything from robotic surgery to capital equipment to now digital therapeutics. So there's a long list, a very extensive list of things that I've done, but it's all been in the medical field, and I've been doing it roughly about 18 years.
We have this one question. Where is Jamie from? He looks like an angel. He's from heaven. I'm just kidding. Tell them where you're from.
Okay. I'm originally from California.
He was born in California.
Born in California. Born in Loma Linda. And I'm mixed. And I'll tell you the short version. I've done 23andMe. There's a longer version. But the short version is that my dad's side of the family is Portuguese and Mexican. Mom's side of the family is German and some other things. But born here, moved to Kansas when I was 5? I think it was 5. But grew up in Kansas City, Overland Park, Kansas, for those of that you are from Kansas.
So that's why we went to the Super Bowl in Miami,
exactly.
Because he's a huge Chiefs fan. I think a lot of people were wondering, like, why the Chiefs?
Because I grew up in Kansas. But I was on the Kansas side, and I lived in Overland Park, Kansas, which was about maybe 20 minutes away from downtown Kansas City. But I grew up a Chiefs fan, and that is my team, and that's why we were in the Super Bowl. That's why we went to the Super Bowl.
All right, so the next question that I think a lot of people want to know is if we want to have kids.
Yes, we do. How many?
Yeah, we want to have kids.
Another conversation, but we do.
Yeah.
For sure, yes.
That's all. We want to have kids. I'm sure they're going to ask when.
When, yeah. I don't know. I think we want to start really soon.
I don't really know. Honestly, it's not like I have a date. You know, it's like even if it happened tomorrow, it would be fine.
Yeah. We have a talk.
I don't want to wait too long, but
we have a personal talk on that where we'll just tell the viewers soon.
Yeah.
Soon.
We
want kids.
Next question. Okay, best relationship advice. That's a good question.
Oh, I got one.
What?
be a good listener. For all the men that are watching, be a good listener.
Very different from hearing. Like, you can literally hear a lot of things, but to like listen is different from hearing. Listen is really like taking in, digesting. That's a good piece of advice. Yes. I would say, if you listen, understand, and always understand that it's always two people involved. So like, if you get into a fight, you know, there's two people involved. You know, I think one person always wants to put the full blame on the other person, but you just have to understand where both parties are coming from.
Yeah, and I think also let the other person speak what they want to say, their mind, like speak their mind. Let the other person talk and say what they want to say, and I think that comes with listening.
Next question: who does the cooking?
She does.
But lately I've been asking if you could help me, just so that it could like go faster. And with these HelloFresh things, you know, he's been helping. But honestly, like, I want help so it can go faster, but sometimes it goes slower with you.
So the thing is I'm very meticulous.
Jamie's
and I'm very detailed.
Yeah. Like, he needs everything to the T. He needs, when he, like, you know, he could be making the same, just even like a smoothie, he still needs to like measure it, really measure it. Like, there's no eyeballing. There's only like exactly at the line of the measuring cup. I'm like, yeah, whatever. But it's because I think he's not used to cooking as much. I think the more that you cook, the less.
I'm a Virgo, and for those of you that know signs, Virgos are very detailed oriented, and that's just how I am. I'm very structured and detailed and organized, and
yeah. Oh my God, thank God.
And I guess slow.
Thank God, not slow, not like bad, but that's just how you are. But yeah. I also wait. What were we talking about?
Cooking.
Yeah, but
you're fast at cooking.
Your detail. Oh, I was gonna say thank God, because I'm a very clean person. Like, I can't function unless things are clean and neat. And having a clean spouse or someone that's as clean as you is so important. Like, if he wasn't as clean as me, like, we would have a big problem. Okay, next question is it difficult to be apart when he travels for work? Any trust issues? Love you. Love you too. We love everyone that like follows, right?
Yes, I love you guys, especially because I read the comments too. So I love the people that are her diehard followers that really follow her and really engage with her, because it makes me happy as a husband. Yeah. But as far as the traveling,
does it make it difficult? Yeah, for me, because he's the one always traveling, I'm the one always home, and so it makes it a little difficult for me. Okay, first of all, let me just rephrase that. It's not difficult. The only time it gets difficult for me is when I'm sleeping. Just because we just moved into this house and I'm not really used to it yet, and I just get scared. So that's like the only time. So whenever he's not around, like, I'm still getting used to the house, and so I don't sleep well just because I'm always like on, kind of on edge. Yeah, like, I'm always like checking my phone to see the cameras just to make sure. So that's the only hard part. Otherwise, him traveling, like, no. But I mean, yeah, of course, the hard part is like, I wish he was here. I miss him. But it's the sleeping part of you being away that makes it hard.
Yeah. So for me, I have to travel. It's part of my job, but I do worry about her because she is home. We have a new home, and it's not easy. Even when I'm here by myself, sometimes I'm like, what was that noise?
Well, you just hear like little house noises, and I think we want to get a dog so that I can have a dog.
We want a little fluffy dog that'll protect her just in case. At least the dog will bark. But no, I travel and I worry about her sometimes because I don't like her being by herself.
Do we have any trust issues?
No. I don't.
Zero.
Yeah, because
whatsoever.
I think the great thing about being married is, you know, and all the time we spent together is that we're building a future together. So for me, I don't have any trust issues whatsoever.
Yeah, I don't think that you should have any trust issues when you're gonna build your life with someone. And like, if you have trust issues, I feel like you just really need to figure it out, you know. And like, the person you have trust issues with, you know, they need to do a good job. I feel like making you feel secure. There's probably something they did or that they're not doing to make you feel insecure. their relationship. So like he does a good job at making me feel like secure, and I think I do a good job at making him feel, so that's why there's no trust issues. So like we also do like Saturday, he's going with the boys, I'm going with my girlfriend, you know, we still do like our own thing, right?
Yeah, and when she goes to all these events, I know it's, you know, work, and I don't have any trust issues whatsoever.
Who usually buys clothes for him, you or him? Well, we, you know.
For me?
Yeah.
Oh, 100%. Oh,
well, I shop for him. Like, I'm like the final, like.
I need her because she's the fashion guru, and she even knows for guys.
I just open him up to trying new things.
Right.
And they always end up looking great, and then he ends up liking it, and so he just always, even like if you are gonna go somewhere and buy something, you always like send me a photo and you call me or you ask me.
I do not trust myself in buying.
I remember one
clothes.
time he came home with like all this stuff, and I like was like, oh my god, what? I hated it.
Yeah, I tried to do the shopping by myself.
But you still buy, like you bought this T-shirt. I love this plain black T-shirt on you. Plain black T-shirt. But yeah. I usually will dress him. Like he'll ask me even like on our Friday date nights, like, what should I wear? Okay, do you guys ever fight? Especially when you both travel, which seems like a lot. Not when you're traveling.
No, not so much. When I'm traveling, we're usually in business mode, work mode. You know, she respects, you know, that this is part of what I do for a living. So, you know, there's really no fighting when we're gone. But, you know, the question, do we fight? Of course. Every couple fights. I mean, if you're not fighting, I don't know. It's like, I don't know.
I think some couples rarely will say that they never fight. I think it's rare.
Yes,
I mean, I think we bicker.
We definitely bicker.
It's just like, okay, done.
I think, yeah, I mean, but the good thing about us is that we are now at the point in our marriage, which I love, is that we'll have an argument or we'll fight, but we'll get over it really quick. We know how to, you know, take a step back and squash it, talk about it, and then we move on from it.
Yeah, communication is like, they always say it, and I feel like I never really understood that until like we got together, because it's, you know, don't be with someone who just wants to ignore you, and if you're trying to call and text them, they just like ignore you or turn off their phone. Like that's not solving anything. That's not someone that I think long term will benefit anything about you or your relationship. And I feel like if we ever have some kind of like disagreement, we're always wanting to talk about it, and we're both pretty open to having a discussion so that we can figure out what we should do. It's not ever really like we leave each other in the dark, right?
Right, yeah.
I think that's a
communication
sad feeling.
Because I don't think either one of us feel good if we don't have a conclusion, or at least talk about it.
All right, next question.
Come on, give me something good. Give me something good.
Oh, are either of you the jealous type? No.
No, not at all. I don't think either one of us are like that.
Yeah, I think it goes hand in hand with the other question about like trust. So as long as you trust, you know, and you feel secure, then you won't have that.
Someone asked, do you guys both enjoy Chamorro dishes?
So Chamorro is my like ethnicity, right? No, I'm Pacific Islander. Chamorro is like what we call ourselves from Saipan, and it's also the language that we speak, and so our food is also Chamorro food. And you know, Jamie comes to Saipan.
The best food ever.
He comes to Saipan a lot with me during the holidays, and so especially this last time, he really got to try a lot of local dishes, and he like, oh my gosh, he loved it. And I love Chamorro food, and I'm so glad he loved it. What's your favorite?
Chicken Kelaguen. But now shrimp Kelaguen.
He got to try shrimp Kelaguen. Yeah. It's almost like a ceviche. So it's like ceviche but with coconut, and they don't use like tomato. It's just like lemon, coconut, yeah, like shrimp, and you just like soak it in like hot pepper and garlic and stuff like that, and it's really good.
I miss it. Can't wait.
Yeah, and they do that with chicken too, but the chicken's cooked obviously, and then they wrap it around a tortilla. Sometimes the tortilla's even like a sweet coconut tortilla, so you get like savory and sweet. It's so good, and so you loved it, right?
I'm hungry. I want some.
Does he enjoy Chamorro culture and traditions? Because that's another question.
Yeah, so for sure, because that was one of my qualities is the being family oriented and the tradition and the culture that she's from. I love it because they're very family oriented and the way they treat you and how they make you feel when you're in their homeland is feels good. It feels like I'm part of their family.
Yeah,
and
sometimes I forget that he's like this boy from Kansas and we're very different. Like we're really like I grew up in an island of like 60,000 people. He's from like the Midwest,
so different,
where it's like so different from where I'm from, and so it can easily be like a clash or like awkward and like hard to get comfortable with coming back to an island where it's really, can be very different for someone like you.
Oh, I want to say something about what she just said. So being that it's so different, I think it's great how we come together because I grew up in a small area and it was nothing but flatlands. There's no palm trees, there's no ocean. In fact, I didn't see the ocean until, I don't remember it as a kid because I was so young, but I didn't go back until I was in my 20s. And I never take the ocean for granted and how beautiful it can be. And then here you have my wife who grew up in an island with palm trees everywhere and beautiful waters. And it's just, I can't even fathom how that would be or what that would be like. And I love that we've come together, as two different people, a kid from Kansas and a
but I think you're just
kid from Saipan.
Yeah, I think it's just easy to get along with. So he gets along with everybody. It doesn't matter where he is. He's like able to adapt. So sometimes I forget he's not from Saipan when we're there because I just feel like I don't need to worry about you. You right?
Yeah, I really just go out on my own. I go get coffee for us. I just do my own thing.
Makes friends.
I have my own friends when I'm there and everybody's cousins in Saipan, so I'm a cousin now. I feel like I have cousins in Saipan. They're my cousins.
How does he feel about all of your clothes you get?
Oh, well, I like it. I think it's great. It's interesting with all the clothes that she gets, there's so many different styles, so for me it's fun because I get to see some of the trends and some of the styles that are coming out and I get to see her try it on and she always asks my opinion and I give it to her and sometimes I feel like I know what I'm talking about and a lot of times I don't, but I think it's fun. She's very passionate about this and so it's exciting for me to see her passion and what she's doing and to see her from day one, and grow to where she's at now. It's exciting and thanks to all of you that watch and support her and continue to support her. It's very inspiring for me as her husband to see that. So
who said I love you first?
She did. I actually don't know.
God, freaking liar. That would never happen. That has never happened. And even if I did love him first, like I would never tell him.
I know that I did. I know it was probably annoying for her because in the beginning I knew I loved her, but I was saying olive juice.
He was so annoying. He would say olive juice to me and I was like so every
funny.
time he said it I was like don't even start with me. I've never said it first. I don't think girls should say fine, do it if you think it doesn't matter, but I don't know. I've never said it first and
That's okay. It's how you feel, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I'm old-fashioned like that anyway, so that's why I think we work. Because I said it first.
All right. Next question is, how long have you guys been together?
Now going on
6 years.
6 years now, 6.5.
I think it's 6 years.
Okay, 6 years.
How long did we wait to get married from our engagement, and then how long did it take to get engaged? So to get engaged, I think it was like 2.5 years, right?
Yeah, because we were trying to figure out. No, it was 1.5 years.
No, you didn't propose until.
Oh yeah. It was. We were together for 2 years. 2 years.
And then getting married
was 1.5 years because we timed it. We wanted to have the wedding in Saipan, and we timed it to where we could do it in Saipan in January, and so it worked out that way.
Yeah, and honestly, it flew by. I remember when I was telling people that it was gonna be like a 1.5 year engagement, people were like freaking out. People were like wanting me to rush it, but I don't think there's, you know, just do it whenever. Some women want to do it like 6 months after, like they're dress shopping the next day, and then some people are like cruising it. And
yeah, the proposal was, we wanted to really enjoy the engagement, and the proposal was so wonderful, and it's all on video if you guys want to watch it.
Yeah,
she filmed it.
Yeah, I think a lot of you guys have seen it, but if not, we have our proposal video on how he asked. Another question is, did you say yes to Jamie right away or play hard to get on the first date?
Oh, she 100% played hard to get.
That's just what you gotta do.
I do appreciate that because
I don't think it's games. I just think
no, it was good. It was getting to know each other, and I appreciated that.
So remember when we told you guys that he called me the next day?
That was me moving
after
fast.
we met. So it's fine and everything. Like we talked and everything. I appreciated that, you know, we got on the phone and we would talk. But he wanted to go on our first date, and I was living an hour away. He was in LA and I was in Orange County. And then I remember him asking me to, you know, meet him for dinner, and I'm like, cool, where do you want to meet? And he was like, you want to meet me halfway? I'm like, no, that's okay. We don't have to have this date. It's cool. We can just be friends.
I was like, wait.
I was like, I don't know you. In my head, I'm like, I don't know you. I am not driving halfway. If you're a gentleman, you're gonna drive the whole way to see me, a whole hour. I'm not driving halfway. I'm not gonna meet a guy, or, you know, that thinks I'm a halfway kind of girl.
That is true.
That's not what I am worth. I am not a halfway. I'm a you drive the whole way kind of girl. So.
That is true.
Another one is, what drives you to work so hard? I honestly, growing up, my dad did, you know, really well for himself, and like I grew up around that, so I had a really good example growing up. So I just wanted to be like him. So I just like always knew and always felt and always told myself, like, you're gonna do something, you know, different, and you're gonna do good someday. You're just gonna make, you know, like I just kept telling myself that, and I guess I manifested it, was what they like to say these days. That, and just I just always wanted to do better for myself, and I want both of us to do well.
I think for me, just my childhood and how I grew up, you know, I didn't come from money, and you know, the way I was raised is I would say middle class, and I always wanted better for myself, and I always strive for excellence and want the best, you know, life for us now. And I've always had a drive to be successful in anything that I do, whether it be sports growing up and grades, school, my job, just anything that I do, I always strive to be the best at it. And so for me, meaning, you know, my better half, you know, I see the drive and ambition that she has, and I have it too. You know, we're both, you know, kind of on the same page in terms of we're never satisfied. We want the best for each other, the best for us.
I'm never satisfied. I always want the next best thing, like always thinking like what's next, and always wanting more. I'm like super hard on myself. I never feel like I'm doing enough.
This one is hard on herself.
I think if you're not motivated and not inspired, I think you just need to go and find that. Find the inspiration somewhere, whether it's from a quote on Pinterest, or, you know, watching an inspirational movie about someone, or, you know, just you need to find that drive. If you don't have it, I have always had that drive, just because I had like my dad there.
We really support each other in what we do, and you know, I really support her in everything that she has going on, and everything that she does, and everything that I do on my end, and you know, the businesses that I have, and everything that I do, from investing to doing my job, and all the things that I want to do, she supports me, and we are there for each other. So
okay, next question. Have you always been into fashion? So obviously that question's for me. So I pretty much have. when I was little, I always loved clothes. And when, you know, growing up in a small island, like we didn't really have much access to that. And even still, like so many places just don't ship there. So I just always knew that I wanted to like have my own store. I liked dressing up from a young age. I would have clothes, I would like draw dresses and have it made for me at the tailor back home. When I moved out here, I just started working retail like in college. And then I started working for this one store that grew really, really big. I was actually getting ready to leave that company and I wanted to do my own thing, do my own website with my cousin, and then they wanted me to stay on, and then they wanted me to run their website for them. So I was like in my 20s. I became partners with these, you know, the owners of the store, and then I, you know, left that and I went back home and I opened my own store. And then that didn't work because I wasn't living there and things happened, and I was like, okay, whatever, we just need to close it. So I tried it out. I was doing this fashion thing for a long time, and then kind of that was like the last straw, like closing down the store back home. I felt like, okay, this isn't working. I need to do something else. And that's when I like completely was like, I don't think I'm made for fashion. Maybe I'm just supposed to change my career. And then I did pharmaceutical sales and I hated it. I did it for like a year. It was not for me. I was like, oh no, I don't see myself doing this for 5 years, so why am I even wasting my time? So then that's when I was like really thinking about YouTube, because I always watched it and I just knew that I could do it in fashion, in the fashion space, because I was always just on YouTube for beauty. Then I was like, what about if I just show people how I get dressed on YouTube? And so that's how it started. And now we're here. Then we can done.
I definitely want to, there's a question okay. I saw that I really want to do.
Next question, do you like matching clothes together?
Yes.
At least the same color palette. He loves to match clothes.
I don't know why. I'm the one that likes to match. I love being...
I don't really care.
Do you have a black shirt on?
I know, we kind of match.
She's got a black shirt on.
I feel like we've been matching and we don't even plan
And we both have black jeans. You guys can't see that, but...
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So, he likes to match. I don't really care. If we end up matching, whatever. I think I didn't used to like it before. I used to think it was like cheesy.
But I like
couples that match.
But I'm all about the cheese. So that's me. And
I like so cheesy.
I'm very cheesy. So I like to put her in those situations.
Okay, last question is, do you guys compromise a lot for each other?
Yes, we do.
Yeah, but it's not like, I don't feel like it's like we're compromising all the time. I just feel like if we need to make compromises, we will.
Right.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely. I think we can talk about our problems or issues or whatever it may be. And if one person doesn't agree or one person disagrees or whatever, we'll come to an agreement. We'll compromise. We're able usually to figure that out.
Yeah, or like, for example, like, you know, I usually will do the dishes, but sometimes it's like, you know, if he's done from work early and he's going to the gym, like he loves to go to the gym and he's always at the gym. Sometimes I don't have time to go to the gym, but then like I'll be home and there's like dishes that haven't been done, and he'll come home and I'm like, you went to the gym, you had all this time and you could have washed the dishes. Now I wash the dishes and I just spent. So that's like an example of like what, you know, we compromise. Like he'll be like, okay, I'll check, you know, if there's things that need to be done around the house before I leave. But not like, I feel like most of everything's aligned, that we don't have to do much of compromising, because most things we agree on, we already know, you know, if there's a routine, but if we have to, then we do.
That's right.
Thanks for doing this video with me.
Yeah, this is exciting. I like it. I get to talk to your viewers and they get to see you and I interact. I gotta be honest, I'm a little nervous being on the camera. Well, I'm better now that we're talking and the questions were out there, but just...
That's why I wanted to do it in this setting, so it's like comfortable in the living room.
Yeah, I like this.
All right, well...
Thank you guys for watching.
Hopefully you guys got to get to know us better. Thank you for watching. Give us a thumbs up. Let us know in the comments if you enjoyed this video. subscribe if you want to see more of us.
Yes.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.
See you in the next video.
I just wanna hold you. I just wanna look into your eyes.